Good morning and welcome to the breakfast broadcast. Today I'm going to be eating breakfast with the world and talking about why I believe in VidMe. VidMe is an amazing platform, let me tell you. And I'm going to start telling you that right after I talk about what I'm eating today for breakfast. Today for breakfast, I'm going to be eating a piece of peanut butter toast. Apparently it's some kind of bean bread. I don't really know. Yeah, it's some kind of bean whole wheat bread with crunchy peanut butter spread across the top. And I've also got some heavily watered down mango juice this morning. And I've also got some medium roast coffee from Ethiopia in my good old construction mug. And give me a few seconds here. I'm just setting up a stream to Periscope right now. Alright. Let's do this. So I've got a little speech prepared, kind of. Try not to look at it too much. But yeah, why I believe in VidMe. So VidMe is a platform, like YouTube, it spawned certainly from YouTube, but it's a video social media platform. So it's a media platform designed for sharing videos. So it's similar to YouTube and Dailymotion, and I guess pretty much all the social medias have their own videos now, so Twitter and Instagram. Except that it's centered around videos and free speech, and is very new. VidMe spawned from a few popular YouTubers who were just sick of YouTube, cutting off their funding, and getting swept up in big business and advertiser boycotts and fighting with advertisers and all that kind of hoopla. But I believe in VidMe because I believe in the creators behind it. VidMe has been created with notions of free speech. To me, VidMe is kind of like a rocket ship. And the kind of developers at VidMe, they're kind of like the engineers. They're working on the rocket ship, they're building it. And the creators were kind of like the robonauts, where we're the ones that are going to use the ship to go out there and kind of explore the great unknown. And VidMe needs to be an outlet for free speech, with notions of not needing a large budget to be heard, to hear real opinions from real people. VidMe will become a prevalent choice in years to come. This is partly because mainstream platforms have succumbed to big business and crippling governmental regulations. Big business being advertisers and the primetime television conglomerate, and governmental regulations being individual countries and sometimes groups of countries like the European Union. Like they did recently, they fined Google like $2.7 billion, which is a fucking load of bullshit. But yeah, it's forced creators into a narrow lens, and to even get through the lens, they severely limit what they say, show, and do. They prioritize short, expensive, and frequent productions, while leaving everything else in the dark or nowhere to be found. So, because of this whole big business and central governments putting strict laws on what social media platforms and video sharing things can do, it's forced the creators of the platform to have to also adhere to it, because if you get a copyright strike against your account and then they delete your account, well, now you have to make sure that you don't get copyright strikes. But in a world where copyrights are being written by big businesses, and that's almost it, it really shits in the little guy. And the government's setting regulations. How can you be a global platform, a global social media platform, but be restricted by one, two, or a few different governmental regulations that are different everywhere in the world? it's really, really difficult. Like, I think China is one of the harder places for any international websites to become a big thing, because China adheres to so much censorship that you almost can't have YouTube in China, or you have a severely narrow lens of what YouTube is in China. And so you go to different countries and you do a search on social media, and you get different results in different countries because of different countries' regulations. And that makes it really hard for creators to just be themselves on any platform, because if you're constantly in fear of having your monetization limited or restricted or gone or being deleted, or your works being copyright claimed, then it's really hard to do anything or move anywhere. I think it's ridiculous that people are doing these reaction videos, which, you know, they're pretty easy to do, just reacting to things. Kind of, they're building what will be in the future anyways. Anybody watching the Super Bowl, you'll be able to tune in VR and then watch it with other people, like you were really there in the stadium watching it with other people. So right now you have people sitting there watching the Super Bowl and broadcasting that or putting videos of it online. And people watch it because they want to watch the Super Bowl with other people and they want to see their reaction. But then you have YouTube saying, no, you can't have a video of you watching the Super Bowl because it's copyright infringement. Well, you know what? No one in their right mind is really going to watch the Super Bowl just through a video like that. It's on a tiny screen. They're gonna watch it themselves while watching it with other people. It's just moving down a stream. I'm rambling on here. I gotta take a bite of my toast and get back to my directed script a little bit more. I mean, the inevitability of a big business, kind of like the worst you can look at free speech and through a narrow lens, would be pretty close to Netflix. So the last time I used Netflix, I searched for documentaries. And I found like 3, and they weren't really documentaries. And that's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. Because there are thousands of documentaries out there. And for an entire platform like Netflix, a very large platform, to only have 3 listed to me, that's ridiculous. That's upsetting. That means that no one who's creating things can be shown on Netflix unless they have some huge fucking budget. Primetime television caters to a dying generation of people wooed by propaganda. The amount of pure shit that comes to the top of mainstream platforms makes me think that YouTube could be better labeled as a toilet. For the first time in history, we've the tools for every voice to be heard, and there's much that needs saying. What we've seen thus far has been far from what we're capable of as a species. A camera in every pocket, and creator tools that even children can use can make the global village more apparent and in front of us than ever. So we have the tools, everyone as individuals, maybe not everyone yet, but we're getting to the point where everybody has a camera in their pocket. And those cameras are starting to be coupled with software that makes it easy to make the videos much better, to add like text overlays and like little cuts and things like that. It's all getting easier for people to share themselves with the world. And because of this, there already has been, but there's going to be more and more personalized content coming from every individual across the world. Just like it took a long time before everybody was writing, it's going to take a long time before everybody's making videos, but we'll get there. There's going to be a word coming out in the future of something like video literate or creator literate. Can you communicate through higher means than just text or like these old school versions? Because there's a much larger audience out there, and this is more natural. VidMe has been said to be about the creators first. This is necessary for the long-term success of creator platforms. It creates new and unique content that doesn't have to adhere to a dying generation's advertising giants The notion that content must be something your grandma is comfortable watching is a complete load of horseshit. When was the last time you were excited about watching something that your grandma wanted to watch? It hasn't happened to me recently, but let me tell you, there's been very few things that I've been really excited about watching, really looking forward to watching, or would really enjoy watching, that my grandma would also feel the same about. And YouTube says that that's what they want their content to be now. They want it to be grandma friendly. They want your grandma to want to watch it. And what that is doing is it's forcing their creators through that narrow lens I was talking about, where people aren't going to want to create there. People aren't even going to want to go there to see the creations that are coming out of there because they're not real. Whatever YouTube is now, it's going to remain like that and stagnate because they've set themselves up to be a cruise ship and they're just cruising in the direction they're going. And if you're not on board that ship, then you can't get on board that ship. It's just, that ship is set sail. It's gone. Forget about it. So VidMe is the platform of the future because it's putting creators first. And it's also giving them free speech, or at least the notion of free speech. We've got a long way to go before we have true free speech. But because VidMe is really about its creators and it's about free speech, it's the next wave of videographic content in the world. And it's going to come from individuals like us. As VidMe and its creators move into finding a new identity, new worlds of content await us. I'm really looking forward to see what VidMe has to offer because I personally love the platform. Right now, it's full of mostly creators. I'd say there's actually more creators than viewers. And I also believe that the audience is more mature, an older audience. And because of this, you don't have comments full of fucking idiots rising to the top, like kids just spitting bullshit into the atmosphere. What you have is you have creators talking with each other and helping each other and commenting on each other's works and upvoting things that they like. And you have a community that's growing upon itself. You have creators that are beginning to work together, similar to YouTube back in the day, to make bigger things and larger projects. Everything that I've been uploading to VidMe, for example, has been under the Creative Commons license. So you can download any of my videos and use them, take clips from them, segments, take the whole thing if you want. I mean, I've got my branding overlaid here a little bit, if you want to call it that. So I get some reference anyways, and it's my face, and, you know, I say my name. But the music that I've got posted up. So I went out and I searched it, and I did a lot of searching through SoundCloud. Eventually I found some Creative Commons music that was definitely Creative Commons. And then I added to it, I added little videos, which I think are really cool, and maybe other people will too. I'd be kind of like hand and keyboard dancing to the music in high quality renders of environments in game. So I took something that was just music from another creator, then I added a video to it. Not the greatest videos, but hey, it's going somewhere, and so now you have music and a video to it. And then you take someone that takes the music that has the video already attached to it, and then they add on top of that. So they add themselves dancing over top of it or something. And it just keeps building, and that's really what VidMe is right now. Is it's a bunch of creators getting their own stuff out there and then starting to come together and work. I'm very new as a creator. I've only been doing this for just over a year, kind of half-assed, trying to learn it on my own. I've certainly got a long way to go, and I'm really thankful to have VidMe there along the way. I believe in VidMe because I believe in the creators behind it. Have a good morning, everyone. And let me know what you think in the comments.